Hello and welcome to our channel My Time My Teacher. In this video we will talk about class 11th sociology, chapter number 2 of second book, social change and social order in rural and urban society. Student, this is a very small chapter. We have only 3-4 points here. If you are understanding that, then the whole chapter is over, right? I will tell you only the things which are important, right? See, first of all, change. You know, change is a very permanent feature. If we talk about ourselves since birth till today, there have been a lot of changes in our life. Emotional level, mental level, physical level, economical level, there have been so many changes. So the same is here. The change, it continues forever, and that is good also. If the change is not there, then there can be a lot of problems, right? Because what will happen after this? We will be bored of the thing if there is no change. The people keep on changing even their houses, right? In their dresses, clothes, that is just to keep you interested in the thing, nothing else. The changes take place in the society because of so many reasons. Out of that, few importance I have written here. The first one is physical changes. How the physical changes take place? Like it is, you may have heard of the Mohenjo-daro. What happened? The completely well developed, well settled colony was finished. How it happened? The physical change. Earlier we had the water there, then the water was not there, so we had to shift from there. It has been over. The place which are known for the public, which are known for living there, and if they are going to change their main features, then the public cannot be there. They have to leave the place. That is one thing which is going to change in the society also. The second one is natural changes. How the natural? For example, tsunami, the earthquake, right? The drought, floods. These are the things which happen because of the nature, and a person cannot live at the place for a long time because, you know, for example, we are taking with tsunami or the flood. They are going to disturb the life of the person for a long time. Imagine somebody has made a house, and making a house means the person has invest the whole money which is earned during the whole life, almost. So if tsunami comes, the earthquake comes, then the full house is completely destroyed, and the person is not having the dare enough to stay there for a long time and construct the house again. What the person will try? The person will try to leave the house and go to some other place where the danger of natural disasters is very less. That is the one. The same is drought, where the person is not getting the sufficient water to live happily. Then what about the other things, agriculture and all that? So the person will try to move from there also. That is the issue. After this, see, we are coming to the technological. How the technological changes? This is also technological means, see, for example, if we talk about Delhi NCR, what we see there? Delhi, Noida, Faridabad, Gurgaon. These three are the neighboring cities of Delhi. Faridabad, Ghaziabad, these are the oldest ones. Sorry, Ghaziabad is also the one. Before Noida, we had Ghaziabad. Ghaziabad, Noida, Faridabad and Gurgaon. These four are the neighboring cities of Delhi. And after this, see, technology is the thing which is going to play a major role in the change. How it is happening? You can see the Ghaziabad and Faridabad, they have not developed so much as the city of Noida and Gurgaon they have developed. The reason? Because technology is moving there. The IT sectors is coming there, the MNCs are coming there, the job opportunities are there. The people do not have any other option to live. Where they would love to go there, where their job is there, the job opportunities are there. Or if somebody is living in Delhi, working in Gurgaon, somebody is living in Delhi, working in Noida. So what the person will try? The person will try to move near the workplace. This is the habit. Remember, I told you about the other places when the industrialization came, it was happening the same thing. the person wants to live with the industries or with the workplace. We can call it very easily that wherever the person is working wants to live there, reducing all the possibilities of traffic jam, the problems, the time which he is consuming over the way, going and up and down, and the expenses, maybe using bus, train, petrol, whatever it is, the expenses can also be minimized by staying at the neighboring place of the company where we are, right? This is the one aspect out of it. The next one is accidental. See, accidental is something which happens suddenly, nothing gradually. I have written here gradual also. These both are the things, gradual and accidental. What is there? Accidental, we'll talk first. Accidental is something which happens suddenly. For example, you can think of Hiroshima, Nagasaki. What happened? Accident took place there. That accident was also related with technology. Technology here we also mean like introduction of gunpowder, the transportation. You can see gunpowder, the example of Hiroshima, Nagasaki. What happened? When the bomb was there was nothing, nobody was left, and the people, those who were planning to shift there or those who were left nearby areas, they also left the place. The transport, you can see example, wherever the metro goes, the people love to live near the metro stations. Metro does not ask anyone to come to near the station, but the people themselves go there. The people love to go to the near to the road. Wherever the road is going, you do one thing, you start a new road from the new way, and before the construction of the road, what will happen? The neighboring areas will have the houses, the colonies, the shops, the hotels, everything will develop before the road will. That is how the transportation is also playing a major role in our life, in the social change. Another way accidental of any accident like tsunami is also kind of accident, right? The people, they do not want to live there, they keep on changing. Suddenly, quickly, they don't have the time to think on. Such kind of accidental changes are called revolution. Because it happened very quickly. As soon as the accident happens, the person tries to move from there. They do not want to stay there for a long time at any cost. This is the reason behind them, right? If we compare to the gradual, there are gradual changes also in the society. For example, the girls going to school, the marriageable age of the girls and the boys, that is increasing day by day. Nobody is asking, but gradually it is increasing. The girls wearing the Western clothes, that is also the speaking of English, the livelihood of the people, adopting the culture of the other people, right? That is all. These are the changes which are going on in the society for a long time. Gradually they grasp the people. Gradually these kind of changes keep on taking place in the mind of the people. That's why these are called evolutions. Revolutions which are going on accidentally quick, evolutions which are going on gradually in the society, right? Whatever happens in the society, that happens basically gradually. Adopting a new thing, adopting a new culture, adopting a new tradition, that goes on slowly, gradually. We do not have anything which can take them quickly. There is nothing like quickly. If quickly happens something, then that is accidental. Revolution. Quickly we need to change it. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to survive at the place. Got the difference between these two? Once again, I want to revise: physical, natural, technological, accidental, and gradual. These are the 5 types of major changes which take place in our society, right? After this, now we are coming to the next topic. Next is technology. And what are we doing with technology? as I told you just now, the use of gunpowder, the transportation or the transport facilities, or the IT sector. These are the major role player in placing a change in the society. Gunpowder, it is a bullet or a bomb or atom bomb, hydrogen bomb, whatever name you give it. But one thing is sure about it, and the surety is that it is going to move the people from one place to another. The people cannot live there. If we compare the people, how many are living in Delhi, a peaceful area, in comparison to Jammu and Kashmir near the border, then what do you find? You will find that at the border there are very less people, those who are living, because they are much worried about the gunpowder. I don't know where the bomb will come and will kill me. So what I will prefer? I'll prefer to live in Delhi. I'll prefer to live in a peaceful area. Right? That is the effect which gunpowder is giving to the people. Transport, just now I told you, again the same thing. Wherever we have the transport facilities, the people love to be there, because if you are living, you need to move from one place to another, either for a particular cause or for some other cause. You cannot live at a single place for a long time or for the whole life. You need to go buying the things, shopping, going to one of your relative, going to one of your friend. And what is the possibility? Will you walk? No, you will love to have a kind of transport system, train, metro, bus, taxi, auto, cycle, your own bike, whatever it is. So you would prefer to live at the place which are quite near to these places in comparison to far away. You can think of the density of the population in Rajasthan and compared to the other like Punjab, Haryana and UP and the nearby areas of Delhi. Because in Rajasthan, the people, though the villages, the towns which are far away in the complete desert, the people are living very less because transportation is not there, industrialization is not there, job opportunities are not there, infrastructure is not there, there is nothing. So the people keep on moving from there to other places where they can get something for themselves. What is that? This is something which is going to help them. The next is IT sector. What is IT sector? IT sector is information technology, which is going to give them a lot of opportunities in the life for jobs and for other sectors. We cannot live without a job, without a regular income. So when we have something which is going to change our life, that is IT, then we should live with them. So IT is also going to make changes in the society for the people, right? After this, we are coming to social change. See, this here in social change, I want to tell you about the changes which take place in the urban societies. In the villages, as you know, the people are living with their own caste, with their own religion, so the issues are not there. But when the new colonies set up, the new colonies, what happened there? The people were coming there from different other areas. Somebody from different caste, somebody from different religion, somebody from different caste, religion, class and all. The mix-up was there. So when a lot of people from a lot of backgrounds were living together, then the question raised to control the society. If the society is not to be controlled, then it can be very dangerous for all. To keep in mind the safe future of the society, we needed social control. So we got social control. After social control, what we got? After social control, we appointed few people of the society, the senior citizens of the society, and given them the authority to take the decisions, for the welfare of the society. So the authority was given to those senior citizens of the society which were given the responsibility to take care of it for a long time. Because if we are expecting a good society for a long time, then we need to control it. We need to give rewards to the people, those who are doing something good, as well as we need to punish the people, those who are doing something bad for the society. When the authority was given to them, what the people started? They started to misuse the authority. Misuse the authority means like they started to give rewards to their own people, their own relatives and friends, and at the same time they were not punishing their own people. When their relatives were doing something wrong, they were not going to give them any kind of punishment. What happened when these kind of things started, we got dissatisfaction, or you can say the people started to protest against them. Because the people, everyone is smart, you cannot befool anyone. So when they saw that these people, those who are responsible for the social control, they are misusing their authority and giving a punishment to their enemies or the people, those who are not well known to them, while their own friends and relatives, they are not doing anything for them. No punishment is given to them. So the people started to protest, and it took a form of dissatisfaction among the people. When this thing happened, after that dissatisfaction, the competition raised in the society. Competition raised in order to tell the people about the dissatisfaction, because they also want to be like them. They want these people to be removed from the authority, that they are doing it wrong and they should not be given. When the competition is there, after the competition we got conflict. Whenever there was a competition, maybe somebody was losing or somebody was winning the thing, that was not the issue. But the problem was that the conflict came into the society because of these people. When the conflict came, again the conflict took the place of crime. Right? Because what will happen one day? The crime will take place, somebody will kill, somebody will beat, or some kind of illegal activities will take place in the society. Do you remember why we started that all? The social control was started to avoid any kind of crime in the society. It was started to make sure that the society continues well for a long time. But what happened now? Again the crime has taken place. You cannot do anything for it. Right? The motives which we took, they all have been failed, and we are getting the crime now. Crime that is basically done on three basic things. That is, the one is, there are so many factors: biological factor, economic factor, sociological factor, social factor. These are the factors responsible for any crime. Biological factor: if somebody belongs to the family of the criminals, then the person will take the crime quickly. Social factors: if you are insulting the person in the society, then the person will commit the crime. Economic factor: when the person is poor, then he will take up the crime. If the person is rich enough, he will not believe in any other authority, then also he will take the crime. So these all are the factors which are responsible for the crime. But one thing to make sure is that the motive which we started with, that the social control, that has not been completed. See, these are the all changes and social order which we have in the rural society as well as in the urban society. So students, I hope that you have got something out of it. The chapter is this much only. It's a very small chapter, nothing much it has. So just watch it full and just enjoy it. Okay, thank you very much.